Hello students, in today's video I will be continuing about the First War of Indian Independence. In the last video we have seen about the causes, and in today's video we will be seeing about the results of the First War of Indian Independence. Before getting into the video, if anyone is seeing the channel without subscribing, please do subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. It will be of a great encouragement for me. And also click the bell button to receive notifications whenever I upload new videos. So without wasting time, let us get into the video. The spread of the mutiny. So like discussed earlier, in the last video we have seen about the causes for the First War of Indian Independence. Now what happened during the mutiny, or how did it spread? Meerut was a major British military base. So the place Meerut was a major British military base, and the Indian soldiers stationed here refused to use the bullets and many were arrested. So in the last video we have studied the immediate cause for the First War of Indian Independence, that is a Royal Enfield rifle was introduced. The rifle had bullets with a cover, and there was a rumor that this cover was smeared with cow and pig fat. Cow was a sacred animal of Hindus and pig was prohibited for Muslims, and they did not agree to use it. So the Indian soldiers in Meerut refused to use the bullets, and because of this many were arrested. This led to the mutiny in Meerut. So this was the main cause for the mutiny in Meerut, because they refused to use the rifle. The soldiers barged into the prison and released the imprisoned soldiers. So the soldiers were very upset because of this, and a group of soldiers, they reached Meerut. They entered the prison, they barged into the prison, and they released many imprisoned soldiers. So many soldiers were released. A group of soldiers reached to Delhi from Meerut, and they entered the Red Fort, and they declared the Mughal king Bahadur Shah II as the emperor. So the soldiers were so irritated that they reached Delhi from Meerut, and they entered the Red Fort, and they themselves declared the Mughal king Bahadur Shah as the emperor of India. They said that we don't want the British to rule us again, and they declared the Mughal king Bahadur Shah II as the emperor of India. The protesting soldiers reached Delhi, and the protest spread to Delhi, Kanpur and Jhansi. So the protest continued and it started to spread to Delhi, Kanpur and Jhansi. So Meerut was a major military base. Indian soldiers stationed here, they refused to use their bullets, and because of this many were arrested. This led to the mutiny in Meerut. The soldiers entered into the prison and they released the imprisoned soldiers. A group of soldiers, they reached Delhi and they entered the Red Fort and declared Mughal king Bahadur Shah II as the emperor of India. And the protest later spread to Delhi, Kanpur and Jhansi. Nana Sahib of Kanpur rose in revolt, and Tantia Top was his assistant. So in Kanpur, Nana Sahib rose in revolt and his assistant was Tantia Top. In Jhansi, Rani Lakshmi Bai provided the leadership. So Rani Lakshmi Bai was the leader in the protest in Jhansi. The protest later spread to Lucknow. Rani Lakshmi Bai, who was angered by the doctrine of lapse, declared war on the British. So Rani Lakshmi Bai was even more angered by the doctrine of lapse because they refused to accept her adopted son. So for this, Rani Lakshmi Bai was angered and she declared war on the British. She captured Gwalior but unfortunately died a heroic death while battling the British in another battle. So Rani Lakshmi Bai fought against the British very bravely, but she died while fighting the British in another battle. Even today, Rani Lakshmi Bai has a special place in the annals of Indian freedom struggle. So in Jhansi, Rani Lakshmi Bai provided the leadership. In Kanpur, Tantia Top was the person who revolted and he assisted Nana Sahib. In Jhansi, Rani Lakshmibai was the leader, and Rani Lakshmibai was angered by the doctrine of lapse declared by the British, and she fought against them. She captured Gwalior, but she died a heroic death while fighting against the British in another battle. Even today, Rani Lakshmibai has a special place in the annals of India's freedom struggle. Now, why did the First War of Indian Independence fail? What was the reason for the failure of the mutiny? It did not cover every part of India. So the first reason for failure was it was called as the First War of Indian Independence, but it did not cover every part of India. That was the first reason for its failure. It was mainly concentrated on issues of the rights of kings and queens rather than the liberation of the country. See, the main aim of freedom struggle should be liberation of the country. But here what happened? This mutiny mainly concentrated on the issues of the rights of kings and queens. That was the second reason for the failures. First reason, it did not cover every part of India. Second reason, it was mainly concentrated on the issues of the rights of kings and queens rather than liberation of the country. Third reason was it was not a properly planned mutiny. So for every revolt or every protest to become successful, it should be properly planned. But here it was not properly planned. That was another reason for failure. The unity among the British and the disunity among the Indian soldiers also resulted in its failure. There was a lot of unity among the Britishers, and at the same time there was a lot of disunity among the Indian soldiers. This also led to the failure. The mutiny also lacked direction and leadership. For a mutiny, for a protest to become successful, a proper leadership and a proper aim should be there. So here what happened, it did not have a proper direction and also it did not have a proper leadership. That was another reason for its failure. The Indian soldiers lacked military strategies. The military strategies or the proper planning has to be there for the success of a revolt. So the Indian soldiers lacked military strategies. Many of the Indian kings extended their loyalties to the British and did not support the freedom fighters. This was a very bad reason for the failure. That is, our own Indian kings, many of them extended their support or their loyalty to the British, and they did not support the freedom fighters. That was another reason for the failure. So if you see the reasons for the failure of the First War of Indian Independence, it did not cover every part of India. It mainly concentrated on the rights of the kings and queens rather than liberation of the country. The unity among the British and the disunity among the Indian soldiers resulted in its failure. The mutiny lacked direction and leadership. Indian soldiers lacked military strategies. Many of the Indian kings extended their loyalties to the British and they did not support the freedom fighters. So all these were the reasons for the failure of the mutiny. Now let us see the results of the mutiny. The governance of East India Company came to an end and the governance of British government started. So with the 1857 revolt, the East India Company's rule came to an end and the governance was directly taken by the British government. Administration of India was handed over to the Secretary of Indian Affairs of the British Parliament. So the administration of India, it was given to the Secretary of Indian Affairs of the British Parliament. The Queen of Britain passed a declaration in 1858. So that was one of the major results of 1857 revolt. That is, in 1858, Queen of Britain passed a declaration. It had the following aspects. The first one was the agreements entered by the company with the local kings were accepted. So whatever agreements were made by the company with the local kings, that was accepted. That was the first aspect of the declaration. non-pursuance of regional expansion. So, from according to Queen of Britain's declaration, there was non-pursuance of regional expansion. That was the second aspect. Providing a stable government for Indians. So, they agreed that they will provide a stable government for Indians. Fourth one was equality before the law. So before, we know that there was a lot of partiality shown between the Britishers and the Indians. So with the Queen's Declaration of 1858, they agreed that from now onwards there will be equality before the law. That is, everyone will be treated equal before the law. Non-interference of the government in religious issues of Indians and practicing religious tolerance. So here they agreed that they will not, that is British government will not interfere in the religious issues of Indians. You know about the Royal Enfield rifle, that is cow and pig fat was there, and Hindus and Muslims found it a big issue. So they decided that from now onwards they will not interfere in the religious issues of Indians and they will practice religious tolerance. So non-interference of government in religious issues of Indians and practicing religious tolerance. So the Queen of Britain passed a declaration in 1858 that was a very important result of the first war of Indian independence. According to that, the agreements entered by the company with local kings were accepted. Non-pursuance of regional expansion, providing a stable government for Indians, equality before law, non-interference of government in religious issues of Indians, and practicing religious tolerance. The British decided to involve the Indians in the process of legislation and they implemented policy of association. So the British decided that they will involve Indians also in the process of legislation and they implemented a policy called as policy of association. That is, they will associate Indians also in all the matters related to Indian legislation or administration. So British decided to involve Indians in the process of legislation and they implemented the policy of association. So this was the details about the first war of Indian independence. It is also called as Sepoy Mutiny or it is also called as 1857 revolt. So this is one of an important incident in the history of India. So we have studied about the causes of the revolt, the causes for failure of the revolt, the spread of the revolt and the results of the revolt. So I hope you have understood all these points very clearly. If you have any doubt, you can ask in the comment section. If you have liked the video, please do share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you all soon in the next video. Thank you for watching.